Oh shit, Rick caught the damn jungle fever. It's on. Everybody saw it coming. I saw it coming a mile away. I didn't want to admit it because, Michonne's my wife, but they put us through it this episode. Anyway, Rick and Daryl's, they got to go on the store run, right? And everybody wants some shit. Somebody asked for some Tic Tacs. I think another person asked for some soda. They called it pop. They asked for soda. What's the other person asked for some damn maxi pads and all kinds of other stuff? And they're going out to get it. They got to scavenge. It's not like they can just walk down to the corner store. They gotta look a little bit. Anyway, Maggie, she's trying to show Enid some love, but she only doing that just because she saved Maggie and Glenn's life. That's the only reason she's doing it. Now, isn't that selfish? She only trying to show the girl some love just because she saved her and her husband's life. I'm just joking, but yeah, that's what she's doing. She's kissing ass. She's like, you know what, you still, basically, she didn't literally save Glenn's life. Not literally, but she helped. Had it not been for her, he might have been dead. And she literally saved Maggie's life. Anyway, Rick and Daryl, they hit the motherlode, right? Found a damn truck. What was it, like the Meals on Wheels or something? They found the Meals on Wheels. It was a big ass, like a U-Haul or something like that. And then all it had in it was food. Just nothing but food filled to the brim. But I don't think it's free. I doubt this stuff is free. And the reason why I said that is, in the truck, it appeared that there was a lot of different things. A lot. It wasn't just one pack. Usually when you have like a big truck and it's like if they're getting shipments of things, a lot of times it'll be the same product in one truck or the similar types of products. It's kind of strange how they had so many different things, or it appeared they had so many different things. They didn't seem like they were on pallets and stuff. It might have been a pallet. I'm not sure, but it didn't seem like it. They wasn't really. If they did have pallets, and it was only a couple. So it didn't, to me, what I'm trying to say, didn't look like it was some type of company that put that stuff in there. Looked like it was some regular Joe Schmoes that put that stuff in there. So I was thinking, who did it? We already know Negan's coming. They said it. I haven't seen the comic, although I've read the first compendium. I'm getting ready to get the second. So I don't know exactly who Negan is, but we know he's coming. Does that truck have anything to do with him? That's what went through my mind. I was scared for him. I said, "Yo, don't mess with nobody's stuff." I would take it, but what I don't understand is how come one person didn't jump in the truck and the other person jumped in the car and they take both of them back. That kind of threw me for a loop. But anyway, some new guy, he runs into them, damn near knocks Rick out, and he acts like he wants to be down, but not really. He doesn't really want to be down. He's like, "Hey, do you guys have a camp? Some place I can pillage and shit like that?" They said, "No, we don't have a camp. What about you?" He said, "I'm out here by myself." Rick, first thing went through his mind is, this guy is clean. He doesn't look like shit. He looks like he's doing all right. He said, "This dude looks rich. He's in the top 1%. This guy looks like Donald Trump right now." He said, "There's no way he's out here by himself looking like that." Anyway, they hear something which appeared to be gunshots. Turns out it was some firecrackers. Now, when they went back and checked on it and came back, this dude who he mentioned his name, he said they call him Jesus. So Jeebus was in the truck riding off with this shit. The funny thing to me was, as soon as the firecrackers went off, as soon as they found out it was firecrackers, Daryl says, "Do you have the keys to your truck?" And he's like, "No, I don't have it." And he says, "That son of a bitch." So Daryl already knew. But that's not the funny part. The funny part to me was, how did he know? to me, it sounds like Daryl did stuff like that. Him and Meryl, they probably used to go around just robbing people for cars and whatnot, and he knew the game because he did it before. That's what I'm thinking. I think he knew because he was involved in stuff like that, tomfoolery like that. Anyway, Spencer's up to something. He's out in the woods, doing this little 1-2. Michonne happens to, spot him, and she goes out there to get him. And Carl was out there with Enid. So basically, Carl had to damn near get his head blown off, but he finally got Enid back before, when he was saving her ass and saving what's that dude? Rob, what's his name? Rob, the dude, the guy on blew his head off, turned him into Carl Wop. He had to save his life and all this other shit. And she was like, you know what? Rob is still a pretty good dude. He just tried to blow 5 people's heads off. Yeah, but he's got like a nice bad boy edge to him. Where Carl, he's just killing just to help people. Now he almost got his brain scrambled. The motherfucker almost got lobotomized, and now he's cool. He's missing the eyeball now. Don't get me wrong, it's all right. But it's like, damn, how come this didn't work out when I had both of my eyes and I actually had, depth perception, and my brain actually had to, piece 2 pictures together to make one. Now I just got one, eyeball sending one bit of information to my brain. But basically, that's what it takes. You gotta get your head. So, guys, if you want a woman, go ahead and just get your head blown off. So, get scalped or something like that. You need some war wounds. Lose an arm, a limb, or something. That's how you do it. Okay. Anyway, Daryl and Rick, they're on to this no good motherfucker. They riding. They following this trail. He might not know that they can track. You know what I mean? And they catch him slipping. They catch him. They got a couple supplies out there, little vending machine. That was for, I think, the nurse or whoever. They caught him slipping. This dude's got pretty nice hands. He let the hands fly, and this dude was pretty good. Rick had to fight. Not only did Rick and Daryl both had to fight this motherfucker. He was throwing kicks and punching. He was flipping, dude. Like they tried to lock him up. He did one of those, got up out of there. You know he did one of those, got up out of there, and it took Daryl and Rick to fight him and to draw on the motherfucker to beat him. The dude's nice. He let his hands fly, and they were pretty accurate. They was accurate like an Acura, and that makes no damn sense. But y'all know exactly what I mean. Anyway, Carl, he's becoming a G. Him and Enid's in the woods. They're chopping it up. They're on the first date. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but it's been quite some time, and I heard from the Talking Dead that it's been 2 months since Carl almost got lobotomized. So they probably been spending a little bit of time together. She said that she don't want to go out in the woods anymore, which basically saying that she feels safer behind the walls. I think that's what they're trying to say. And she's ready to join general population or join General Hospital because Walking Dead is not paying enough. So she might want to get a little bit more money. I think she's going to do a couple more shows. And we don't know how long she's going to be living anyway. I mean, Rick. Carl almost got, beheaded, by that flying guillotine. So if he can almost get beheaded, she damn sure can catch it. Now, anyway, they happened to see a walker. As soon as I seen Carl's reaction, I kind of figured who it was. Anyway, he sees the walker. He doesn't want to kill it. He says he got to do something. Spencer's in the woods. I didn't put 2 and 2 together until later on, but I kind of figured it was the lady. I kind of figured that out because he didn't just kill her. He was like, hold on, wait. If it was somebody else, he would have just took him out. So Carl's kind of growing up. He's thinking on his feet. He's thinking on his feet. He can fight. He's thinking and he's thinking on his feet. And then also he's thinking on his feet. So anyway, they got what you call him? Shit. My bad. So anyway, the Jesus dude, he gets beat by Rick and Daryl. He thinks that they're bluffing him. They let him know we're not bluffing. Guns are fully loaded, and we will put a bullet in you, and we will leave you well ventilated. He believes them, excuse me, but he's still up to some bullshit. They tied this dude up. I'm trying to tell you, this dude's hands are on the beam. They tie him up. Somehow he gets untied and he's on the truck. They rode around for about, I think, what did they say? It was like 3 weeks they were riding in that truck, and he was on top the whole entire time. They happened to hear some bumping. How did they hear the bumping? They went off road and the car's jumping a little bit. So he's getting tossed around up there. And that's when they realized he was on top. So they shot him off and fought him again. This time, he winds up getting Daryl's gun. Instead of shooting Daryl, because he could have shot him, could have shot the shit out of him. I mean, this dude probably can shoot like, Steph Curry. He tells Daryl to duck, and he blows out a Walker's brain. So we pretty much know he's not about that 187 when it comes to decent people, because he's seen Daryl and Rick could have killed them. He know they could have did it, but they left him alive. Why? Because they were pretty sure that he wasn't going to kill them either. They don't know how good this guy is. They just know that he's not trying to kill any innocent people yet. That's what they do know. And that's what he knows as well. So he took out the Walker to save Daryl. Then Daryl said, fuck you. He said, all the bullshit you put me through. And they fought and released the damn parking brake. Or put the fucking car in neutral. He hit the damn gear shift. I think he put the car in neutral and the shit rolled back, went into a damn lake. Now their food's half baked. And Chappelle got buried in the damn car with him. But anyway, the food's gone. Now, the way I looked at that, I was like, damn. I didn't really like that scene. I didn't think it was bad, but it just seemed like a little gimmicky. Because at that point, they grab the dude, they bring him back to Alexandria. Daryl said, I would have left his ass right up in the damn tree. He said he would have been in the tree, and he would have been in for a treat. He'd have had a damn picnic. But they got the dude, and all the shit is gone. And it just happened to happen that way. It makes sense. I mean, stuff just happens. That does happen. But it made it seem like the writers did that just to get the guy. Not only just to get the guy, it was also a gag. That's what it seemed like. That's what the part I didn't like. I'm not saying I disliked it. I didn't dislike it. It just was like, oh, this is just a gag, just so we can get this dude back to Alexandria. They trying to get Jeebus back to Alexandria. That's what it seemed like to me. All that food hunting and whatnot, they didn't get a goddamn thing. They lost the whole truck. Come on now. They were just trying to get Jeebus. Anyway, turns out Spencer was looking for his mom. I don't know why I didn't put the thing together. Carl brought the motherfucker to them, to Spencer and Michonne, because he knew that if somebody's family member got turned into a walker, they would want to personally take them out. Why? So they could be there and take them out the way they want to, how they want to. They didn't just want it to be so heartless in dealing with, a loved one. And they didn't want a loved one walking around as a walker. And that's what he was trying to tell Enid. He said, you don't understand this. You wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand. He said, get off me, woman. He said, get back to the house. He said, wash them dishes. He said, I want you barefoot and pregnant at 16 years old, or whatever she old, 15 years old, however old they are. But the reason he said that is because he already understands how people, he's starting to understand how grown-ups think. to a certain degree. He's becoming more and more intelligent, which I'm kind of scared of. The walkers are becoming more intelligent. No, I'm joking. But yeah, he's becoming a little bit more intelligent and wiser and whatnot. He was a little less, he wasn't frightened about dealing with a walker. It was no big, it was a walk in the park for him. The way he dealt with the walkers. So I think he's going to be pretty nice in terms of fighting and thinking things through coming, from this point forward. So Spencer took his mom out on a date. They had a bottle of champagne, the cheap shit. They went to McDonald's, stayed on the dollar menu, and then he buried their ass. And then Rick and Daryl, they come back with the dude that they knocked out from the truck. Jeebus, they brought him back to Alexandria, had him checked out, and now they're keeping watch on him. I think they want to find out what this guy knows. He knows more than what he's leading us to believe. Also, Rick and Michonne starts talking, and the worst part of the episode happens. It's kind of the best part, but it's kind of the worst part because that's my wife right there. They started talking. They got a little close. Rick, he grabbed her hand and they started getting close, and he did the fucking unthinkable. He messed with my wife. But like, I love her so much. I want to see her happy, even if it's not with me. Excuse me. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I want to see her happy, even if it's not with me. But yeah, they hooked up. The thing about this episode, I'm gonna explain two things. Really, I mean, not two things, couple things. Really, it's about Carl growing up. He becoming a little bit more mature. He had a little talk with Michonne where he talked about how, he's talking about moral things, about how he wouldn't leave somebody in those conditions, like what's that girl named Deborah, or whatever, named Deanna, or whatever, the old mayor of Alexandria. He said, I wouldn't leave her like that. And I know that Spencer will want to have the honor of laying her down, so he already knew that. So he's becoming more intelligent. I mean, more wise. He's maturing. He's telling that to Michonne. Michonne has been close to Rick and Carl since the prison, really, because she interacted with them so much. They always looked at each other as friends. Carl started feeling like Michonne was like his mom at some point, really. Of course, she's not going to take his mom's place, really. But, I mean, that's like his second mom, kind of, really. Shoot, that's what it really says. That's what it's starting to feel like. They've been with each other for so long. And that was kind of set up for what happened later on, back when, Rick did the unthinkable. But it was kind of real natural. Michonne, I don't think Rick was really Michonne's type. I don't think Michonne was really Rick's type, or what they were looking for. They became friends pretty much, and they just been interacting with each other on such an intimate level, so far intimate meaning just a close level, for so long. It just was natural. They've been housed up. They've been housed up for like the last 2 months, 3 months, 4 months? Not only that, it's not like they're in the zombie apocalypse. It's not like it's, people are plentiful. So I think when they were sitting on the couch and they were talking, it was more so like, damn, you know what? She cleans up pretty nice. And I think, Michonne looking at Rick, you know what? Rick's all right. You know what I mean? They never thought about it before. And they were thinking, damn, Rick's thinking, this whole time I'm looking for different women, and all the women he looked for got their hair blown off, or they got bit or ate or something like that. And he's thinking like, damn, what about Michonne? She's right here. And Michonne can hold her own, and she can hold them down. Michonne's looking like, damn, I ain't been with nobody. And if you don't know, like in the comic, Michonne was kind of a freak. She was a freak in the damn comic. Oh boy, I tell you, man, ooh-wee, ooh-wee. You know what I'm saying? Almost blow your head off. But anyway, she's looking like, damn, I ain't got nobody. Rick, I've been with Rick pretty much. We pretty much been together. Damn near. They damn near been together this whole time. So it's like, fuck it. And I know they both horny. They horny as a golf ball. And that makes no sense. But they were horny as a golf ball. They was horny as a horn ball. And it happened. The jungle fever, let the jungle fever commence. Boy and Rick laid pipe, man. Oh my God. And you see in the previews to the next episode, they wake up both, butterball, butt ass naked, and Jeebus is there. He pops in on them. If it was me, I would have waited a second just to take a couple more glances. But anyway, he got them up. Now they got guns drawn on them. They got, erections drawn on them and everything. Now it's just not the gun. They got the hands on them. They got guns on them, and they got an erection on them. And in the preview, he takes them to some place, and he said the world is about to get bigger. I don't know exactly what he means by that. Why wouldn't he kill the people if he was working with Negan? He might know of Negan, but what does he mean by their world's going to get bigger? That I don't understand. He's got to be with a team somewhere. That's why Daryl and Rick were able to chase him down. Why do you think they started running after a truck? Do you really think do you really think that they're dumb enough to think that they could just outrun a truck? No, they knew that the guy must have had some type of camp or something, and he wouldn't go too far, meaning that they didn't have to run but so far, couple miles. You know what I mean? So they knew that the guy wasn't going to go too far. So that's what happened. So I don't know what this guy's leading them to. I'm gonna give this episode 4.5. Wasn't really perfect. Like I said, that whole Rick and Daryl thing was kind of like a gag for a little while. The Jesus thing, them bringing him in, I think was the main goal. Rick and Michonne, pretty natural. Pissed me off. This dude's banging my wife. But it's cool. It was pretty much natural it was going to happen. It made sense. Who else? Who else was Rick checking for? Sasha's already trying to take what's the name? Abraham from Rosita. Not playing. She's not trying to take Abraham from Rosita. She's gonna let them do their thing. I don't know if they might have some group activities going on. Who knows? But I don't know how that's gonna play out. Sasha was, lost her damn marbles for a minute. So Rick is like, damn, I'm nutty. Rick thinks he's nutty enough just himself. So he wants somebody with their head actually on. Michonne's got a head on her. She's not, she doesn't have as many screws loose. So, that's what I think that is. So it was just a pretty natural thing. But those pretty much is the main thing. Carl, Rick, and Michonne, and then this new dude, Jeebus. Okay, you still watching Walking Dead? Yeah, I still watch Walking Dead. I'm doing a review on it. Okay, no, just finished it. Oh, was he talking to somebody else? Okay, Michonne and Rick. Yup. I know I'm mad. Okay, thought people dropped that show since zombies could become bullet shields. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's a show though. Toriko's guy like Rick like the dark meat. Rick like that dark meat. Shoot, I ain't got no problem with that. Ain't nothing wrong with no dark meat. Okay, the best thing about Walking Dead right now is the Walking Dead Honest trailer. Okay, when the Erase review coming? Tomorrow. I'm sorry, I got caught up so much, man. It ain't even funny. I got caught up, but I'm coming back. Okay, yo, thank you, Dean. Okay, Rick, Flick, and Chill. They said Apocalypse and Chill. Pretty much. I mean, I think that would happen in any apocalypse. So what I would do if it was me, I set the shit up, make it look like it happened naturally, but I set the shit up. Okay, how Rick get over Jesse that easy? Oh, easy, because she got her head blown off. I mean, she didn't get her head blown, she got her head chewed off. That's a quick way to get over somebody. He knows she's not coming back. And it wasn't like he was with her for 8 years, or how long was he with his ex-wife, Lori, or whatever? Years. So if he can get over her, he can get over this Jessie girl. I mean, I wish I had Jesse's girl, but he can get over her. She died. Exactly. That's easy. Bruh, the pairing makes no sense. It makes plenty of sense. What doesn't make sense about it? You in a zombie apocalypse. It's not like, you know what, Fanta, I'm gonna find me somebody else. Who? Rosita? Rosita's with Abraham. Rosita doesn't spend as much time with Rick. Sasha doesn't spend as much time with Rick either. And like I said, somebody knocked her Fruit Loops loose. So she's kind of off, Who else other than that? Tara, she's a lesbian. Michonne. Who else? It wouldn't make sense any other way. Now, in Michonne's case, I think Michonne probably had a couple more options than Rick did, but not really much. She wasn't really dealing with people anyway, so fuck it. Rick was the main person she was dealing with. Now they're getting ready to have a whole bunch of mixed nuts running around. They're going to have about 40, maybe 45 biracial kids. Okay, bruh, the parent, no. If Kizaru was Fleet Admiral, all the Marines would be smoking weed. Yup. It'd have been a little more relaxed. Okay, Michonne was Miss Hohen. How was she Hohen? She didn't give anybody none for a minute. Oh yeah, she was. Yup, Michonne was Hohen. I'm talking about in the comics. Like when she seen Tyrese in the comics, she jumped right on him. She was fucking his brains out. And I think somebody else. Who else would she do? Who else did she do? But I mean, she was DTF in the comics. Don't get it twisted now. Okay, Michonne hasn't had any since the apocalypse started. Right. She had to knock some dust off of that. I mean, you know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. You know what I mean. You see what I mean? Okay, how can I succeed in life? Whatever I do the opposite, and you will succeed in life. Okay, so the games you got what games you got for the PS4? I don't have many. I got Sleeping Dogs. I got the Borderlands Handsome Collection. The Borderlands Handsome Collection is Borderlands 2 and 3. I still got to get one. I don't like having one, missing one out of the series unless it's terrible. I got Rocket League and I got Onigiri. Okay, Michonne and Daryl though. Daryl, like I said, she's closer to Rick than Daryl. Daryl and Carol probably, they're probably gonna get their freak on at some point. What was the video Uber Black Man put out where he cursed out the anime community? I can't remember. I probably saw it, but I don't remember. But anyway, go ahead and leave your comments, like the video, subscribe, because I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. And you got the power to change that. Peace.